with our quiz app, we now have just a few more steps before we are completely done. Okay, so let's continue. So now we want to remove the default styling for the list items in answers list. Okay, so these bulletin points here, we want to take them out. So remove the default styling from the list items of answers list and remove the unordered list padding. Okay, so just a moment, let's go to our HTML and see. So we have our just a moment, I want to see how we wrote the HTML. Okay, so we have one here, for example, and we have our list items here. So first, the way I can select it is to say UL, or I can say dot answers list. Okay, because that's the class we gave it, as you can see here. And then we can say, want to remove the padding, so you can say padding 0. Then we can say just a moment. Yeah, list style. I forgot that one. So we say list style and we give it none. Okay, so now it should work. Yeah. Okay, so next thing we want to do is to work on this one here. So give the give the submit button a FreeCodeCamp style design with the following properties. Okay, so for our submit button, we can just say button, because that's the only button we have. And then we copy this one here and just paste it right here. Okay, now we have a button which is similar to what we have here. Okay, so next up, we want to focus on the footer, okay, which we have here. So the first thing we want to do is set the background color to this one right here. Okay, so background color, and then want to use flexbox to display it to align to the center. So first we say flex display, and we say flex, and then we say justify content, and then we say center. Okay, so now as you can see, it's aligned to the center nicely. Next up, what we want to do is, though it's aligned to the center, we can barely read it. So we want to target the footer and the anchor element within it. So we say footer, and then want to select the anchor element. So we say A, and then want to set the color, the font color, to a color with more contrast. So I'll just copy the one for these ones here. Let me just go up. Let me copy this one, paste it here like so, and I think this should work. Okay, so we should also select the footer as well. So let's do footer. Yeah, because the one we did before selected only this anchor tag and not the whole footer. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we want to horizontally center all the text within the address element. Okay, so inside the address element, say address, want to center all the text. So we say text align, and we set it to center. And then the next thing we want to do is to add some padding. So let's say padding, let's give it 10 pixels. Okay, 10 seems to be small. Let's give it something like 20 pixels. Yeah, that works. I think we are almost there. Okay, so probably this is the final thing we're going to do. So click on the navigation, clicking on the navigation links to jump to the view, should jump to the viewport to the relevant session. However, the jumping can be disorienting for some users. Okay, so as you can see, when we click HTML, we jump to HTML. When we click CSS, we jump to CSS session. But this jump is sort of abrupt. See how it moves here. You see, it moves, is gentle. There's a gentle scroll. You see, so that's what we want to work on, as opposed to what we have here. What we have here is just a very abrupt jump. So the way we're going to do that is to say, select all elements. We know the way we select all elements is with a star selector, like so. So we say star, bring our curly braces, and then we say scroll behavior. Okay, then we set it to smooth. Scroll behavior like this, and then we set it to smooth. Now when we click, you see, yeah, it scrolls smoothly to the relevant session. Yes. Okay, so next up, certain types of motion-based animations can cause discomfort for some users, in particular people with vestibular disorders, because they have sensitivity to certain motion triggers. Okay, so the at media rule has a media feature called prefers reduced motion, and what it's going to do is going to set CSS based on the user's preference. So it can take one of the following rules: reduce or no preference. So what we want to do is that we want to wrap the style rule that sets the scroll behavior smooth within an at media rule. So what this does is that based on the user's preference, then this feature of the scroll behavior will be applied or not. So we'll say at media, we add a feature. So the feature we want to add in this case is, say, prefers reduced motion. Okay, and then we'll bring our colon. Then we say no preference. Okay, now let's bring our curly braces. Okay, so actually let me remove this first. Okay, so now we bring our selector. I'm only following what is here, right? So we have media, which I've written here. The feature, in this case, the feature we are told to add is prefers reduced motion. So that's prefers reduced motion. Okay, motion with an N. And then we want to have the value of no preference, which we have here. Now we want to have our selector. In this case, the selector we are using is the star selector, which, as I said earlier, selects everything. Okay, then we add our scroll behavior here. All right. Okay, so that's it. We are 99% complete, which means we probably have just one more step and then we are done. Okay, so finally, the navigation accessibility can be improved by providing keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so the access key attribute accepts a space separated list of access keys. For example, we have this right here, this button here, and we give it an access key with a value of S. Okay, give each of the navigation links a single letter access key. Note, it is not always advised to use access keys, but they can be useful. Okay, so the way we're going to do that is for each of these ones, okay, just going to have an access key, and for the info, I'll just give it I. Let me just copy it and paste it here. For this one, I'll give it H. Okay, copy and paste, and I'll give this one a C. Yeah, so all right, so we've done it. We've built the accessibility quiz app 100%, just the same as we have it here. So congratulations if you have followed along all this while, and you've done really well. So like I've been saying, we are continuing this journey of walking through the FreeCodeCamp curriculum. So far we've done all of this. I'm going to leave video in the description below. If you want to check them out, you can check them out. We've done all of these as well. Okay, so next up, we are going to be working on one of the certification projects. This is going to be a fun one. And so do well to subscribe, hit the like button so that when I drop that video for this tribute page, you're not going to miss it, because I promise that is going to be an interesting project to work on. All right, so thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one.